Christian cinema has undergone significant transformations over the years, shaping its own niche within the broader film industry. The evolution of Christian cinema refers to the progressive change in the themes, production values, narrative styles, and audience reach of films that explore or embody Christian values and teachings. This evolution is a testament to the dynamic nature of filmmaking, where technological advancements, cultural shifts, and the quest for authenticity have all played critical roles. Understanding the evolution of Christian cinema is crucial for appreciating the artistry and craftsmanship behind some of the most iconic Christian films of all time. It highlights how filmmakers have continuously adapted to meet the needs of diverse audiences, balancing evangelical messages with engaging storytelling. As a result, these films have transcended their religious niche to garner mainstream attention, thereby expanding their impact and influence. One notable example is The Passion of the Christ, directed by Mel Gibson. Released in 2004, the film pushed the boundaries of Christian cinema with its intense and realistic portrayal of the crucifixion of Jesus. It became a commercial success and sparked widespread discussion about its interpretation of biblical events and its graphic content. Another significant example is the Chronicles of Narnia series, based on C.S. Lewis's novels. While not explicitly religious, the series weaves Christian allegory within its fantasy narrative, appealing to both religious and secular audiences. Supporters of Christian cinema assert that its evolution reflects an ongoing desire to engage with contemporary issues, offering spiritual insights and moral guidance in a rapidly changing world. They see it as a vital tool for cultural discourse, enabling believers and non-believers alike to explore spiritual themes through a cinematic lens. However, the genre also faces challenges and controversies. Critics argue that some films can be preachy or limited in artistic merit, catering primarily to Christian audiences and missing opportunities for broader appeal. Additionally, striking a balance between faithfulness to scriptural sources and creative interpretation often stirs debate among theologians, filmmakers, and audiences. The evolution of Christian cinema intertwines with the other facets of filmmaking, such as marketing, distribution, and audience engagement. As Christian films gain traction in the mainstream, they influence and are influenced by market dynamics and audience expectations. This evolving landscape encourages filmmakers to innovate, ensuring that Christian cinema remains a vibrant and integral part of the film industry. Through this evolution, the stories told continue to resonate deeply, connecting audiences to timeless messages of faith and redemption. The heading Behind the Scenes Making of the Most Iconic Christian Films of All Time delves into the intricate processes and creative nuances that contribute to the production of Christian films that have left an indelible mark on audiences worldwide. This concept involves exploring the artistic, technical, and spiritual elements that together create films not only intended to entertain, but also to inspire and provoke thought regarding Christian values and narratives. The significance of this topic lies in understanding how these films maintain authenticity to Scripture while appealing to a broad audience, contributing to the cultural and religious discourse at large. Prominent examples of such films include The Passion of the Christ, renowned for its visceral portrayal of Christ's crucifixion. Directed by Mel Gibson, this film is a testament to the dedication towards historical and theological accuracy, brought to life by intense research and controversial, yet captivating storytelling. Another example is the Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, which, while based on C.S. Lewis's allegorical tales, beautifully showcases the struggle between good and evil with underlying Christian themes packaged within a fantasy world. Opinions surrounding the making of these films often highlight the balance between creative license and faithfulness to Scripture. Supporters emphasize the importance of such films in revitalizing faith and creating dialogues around Christian teachings, potentially reaching audiences far removed from traditional religious settings. However, potential challenges include controversies regarding historical accuracy, portrayal of religious figures, and the inherent risk of commercializing sacred stories. Critics argue that the dramatization required for cinematic appeal might overshadow the spiritual essence, posing a dilemma for filmmakers who strive to remain respectful to the beliefs they depict. This behind-the-scenes exploration influences other aspects of Christian filmmaking by necessitating a bridge between artistic expression and theological integrity. It highlights the collaborative efforts of directors, theologians, scriptwriters, and actors, each contributing to a cohesive narrative that respects the faith while achieving cinematic excellence. Ultimately, these films not only serve as entertainment, but also as cultural artifacts that reflect and influence contemporary religious thought, ensuring that the powerful stories they tell resonate on both an emotional and spiritual level with audiences. Selecting stories with a purpose is a critical component in the creation of iconic Christian films. This concept refers to the intentional choice of narratives that embody core Christian values, engage the audience in spiritual reflection, and inspire transformative action. The goal is to select stories that not only entertain, but also convey profound messages of faith, hope, redemption, and morality. Through these carefully chosen narratives, filmmakers aim to resonate deeply with audiences, making the spiritual themes more accessible and impactful. The significance of selecting stories with a purpose is paramount in crafting films that stand the test of time in the Christian genre. These films are more than just entertainment. They serve as tools for spiritual education and evangelism, reaching audiences across different cultures and backgrounds with universal themes. The importance lies in their ability to foster a shared understanding of Christian values while encouraging personal and communal reflection. For instance, Mel Gibson's The Passion of the Christ is an example of a film that effectively chose a story with a profound purpose. By focusing on the last 12 hours of Jesus Christ's life, the film highlights themes of sacrifice, love, and redemption, sparking widespread reflection and discussion among viewers. Another example is the Chronicles of Narnia series, adapted from C.S. Lewis's works, which uses allegorical storytelling to present Christian themes through the fantasy genre, thus appealing to both children and adults. Supporters of this approach argue that films that intentionally select stories with a purpose can bridge gaps between secular and religious audiences, offering a common ground for dialogue. They believe that such films can motivate personal growth and reinforce community bonds by provoking thoughtful discussions about ethics and spirituality. However, this approach is not without challenges. Critics argue that some Christian films may come across as preachy or dogmatic, potentially alienating non-Christian audiences. There's also the challenge of maintaining artistic integrity while delivering a purposeful message, as overtly didactic narratives may compromise the film's cinematic quality. Selecting stories with a purpose influences other aspects of filmmaking, such as casting, directing, and marketing strategies, by ensuring that every element of the production aligns with the intended message. By doing so, filmmakers can create cohesive, powerful works that not only entertain, but also enlighten, thereby leaving a lasting impact on viewers and affirming the purpose of Christian cinema as a medium for spiritual storytelling. The concept within Behind the Scenes, making of the most iconic Christian films of all time, revolves around the intricate artistry and complex processes involved in creating films that have profoundly impacted Christian culture and beliefs. This notion involves understanding not only the filmmaking techniques, but also the thematic embodiment of Christian doctrines, which are pivotal in making these films resonate deeply with audiences. The significance of this point lies in its ability to highlight how the melding of artistic expression with religious sentiment can elevate cinema from mere entertainment to a powerful medium of spiritual reflection and societal influence. For example, Mel Gibson's The Passion of the Christ exemplifies this blend of meticulous craftsmanship and theological weight, leading to profound emotional responses and extensive discussion about faith and sacrifice, albeit not without controversy. Additionally, the Chronicles of Narnia series, adapted from C.S. Lewis's works, showcases how Christian allegories can be interwoven into fantasy narratives, expanding the reach of Christian themes to a broader audience, particularly young viewers. Supporters of this filmmaking approach argue that such films serve as critical vehicles for disseminating Christian values and sparking thoughtful discourse on religious topics, all while providing engaging storytelling. However, challenges abound. Some critics argue these films can sometimes prioritize message over artistry, leading to imbalanced storytelling that might alienate secular audiences. Moreover, religious films often face the challenge of being too explicit or too veiled in their messaging, risking misinterpretation or perceived inauthenticity. The Passion of the Christ, for instance, was both praised for its visceral depiction of Christ's sacrifice and criticized for its intense violence and particular historical interpretations. These films significantly influence other facets of Christian filmmaking, underlining the importance of authenticity and creative storytelling in conveying religious messages. The behind-the-scenes decisions, from script development to casting and director's vision, affect the film's ability to authentically represent Christian themes, ensuring they remain relatable and impactful. Recognizing and appreciating this intricate balance fosters a greater understanding of how deeply the artistic and spiritual elements of filmmaking can resonate with audiences, potentially inspiring both personal faith journeys and broader cultural dialogues. Through these insights, viewers gain a comprehensive understanding of the formidable power of cinema in shaping and reflecting religious thought.